Hello WealthLab 8 users, Glitch here. Today we're going to talk about what's new in the most recent builds of WealthLab up to and including build 79. So starting with build 77, we targeted .NET 8, Microsoft's .NET 8 framework for WealthLab 8. We went from .NET 6 to .NET 8, and that process went fairly smoothly. .NET 8 brings some performance benefit to WealthLab, and it's always good to be on the most recent version of the .NET framework. So all of our extensions, WealthLab 8 has been moved to .NET 8. And along the way, we also targeted the most recent version of the C# language in our WealthLab editor and strategy compiler. So WealthLab 8 now supports C# 12. So let's see if we can prove that here. Let's go to a website that lists some new features in C# 12. Okay, so here in C# 12, they introduced primary constructors, streamlined the declaration of constructors in line with the type, making the code more concise and readable. Well, that's pretty handy. If I can remember that, I may introduce this now in some of my WealthLab 8 development. Let's copy that primary constructor and create a new C# coded strategy here in WealthLab 8. And let's just paste that right above the class definition of the strategy itself. So let's compile that. And yep, it compiled fine. So there we go, proof that C# 12, the most recent version of C#, is now supported in WealthLab. So in addition to getting up to date with the latest tech out there, we did add one new productive feature for you in build 79, and that's with our screener tool. So let's open up our strategy screener, and the first thing you'll notice if you've used this tool before is that there's a new option here, screen type. We now have the option to run remote screens just like always. So here I'm going to run a remote screen of, let's say, let's go to a RSI2. This is a strategy that may generate some signals on, and let's run that on the, say, the Russell 1000 on our back-end screener service. So 1, 2, in 2 seconds, it screened the entire Russell 1000 and returned signals for all of these symbols using the RSI2 strategy. So let's say I want to screen another strategy, one that uses the price grid from our chart patterns extension. So I have a price grid strategy here, price grid screen. So when I select that one, we see a warning message. This strategy uses a library that might not be available on the remote screener, WealthLab.ChartPatterns. So the remote screener lets you screen only strategies that use the core WealthLab indicators, including the task technical analysis of stocks and commodities magazine indicators, as well as advanced smoothers, but any other extensions or third-party libraries won't be supported on the remote screener. So we now have a solution, though. We can select a local screen. So when you select a local screen, you are screening a strategy on your own data set on your local machine. You're not sending it to our back-end screening service. So let's screen this price grid strategy on the S&P 500, and this is using let's take a look at the price grid that it's using. It is set to use this steep decline pattern here. So it's going to scan the S&P 500 for stocks that match this pattern, and let's give it a run. It's loading the data. It is running the screen, and here we go. We have 6 results. So let's pick one of them at random here and see. So we can see that this did match the pattern. We have kind of a steep decline in that stock at the very end there. Let's go to another one. Oh, this one, yeah, definitely. Look at this one here. Definitely matches the pattern. So there we go. We can now screen any of our strategies using any extensions on our local data much more easily than before. So that's it for this video, folks. Thanks for watching, everyone, and thanks for the support, and see you all on the forums.